Ladies and gentlemen, today we got three different saws from our same company, ZETSAW, one of the best known Japanese hand saw manufacturer. And we got many questions and inquiries from our end users. What are the differences among those three Dozuki back saws, especially 150 series? And for what group of people they use hardwood 150 and fine 150 and another piercing 150. So all with the same length of the blade, and what's the difference between them? So we're gonna explain what kind of group of people they use hardwood more and fine Dozuki 150 more, or choose piercing 150. Let's go. So firstly, we'd like to recommend all cabinet makers who use hardwood quite often and also cut the dovetails and some other slant joineries more than other group of people. We recommend you hardwood 150 because the saw here is a universal cut type, so you don't mind the direction of the wood grains, so you can just hold it and start to cut. And of course, since it's a Dozuki type, even the pitch is very narrow and 0.3 millimeter thick of the blade. So it's good for very precise joineries. So we recommend you, the cabinet makers, use hardwood 150. Secondly, we're gonna go with Dozuki Fine 150, and this one is the saw with 25 TPI, which is very fine. Ideally for very precise works on softwood, like hinokis and cedars and some other softwood, even including the maples, etc. So for luthiers who use maples more like violin makers, or the kumiko makers too, who use the relatively soft wood quite often and need very precise cut, we recommend you Dozuki Fine 150. Last one, we're gonna go with Dozuki Piercing 150 from ZETSAW's 150 series. So this saw, the name of piercing comes from the shape of the toe of the blade. So this portion can make the scratch cutting and penetrating the board on the center of the board. So for this purpose, many of the carpenters and also the woodworkers, they use this saw for very efficient and cut off of the board. And of course, as the Dozuki back saw with 0.3 millimeter thick, this saw can cut across the grain very well too. So we're going to show you how to work. So firstly, we're going to go with a scribe lines on it and then scratch to make the penetrate cutting. And once the blade penetrates the board, you can just make a stroke and cut out the shape you want. And of course, as the Japanese back saw, you also can use this saw for make a slant cut too. So we're gonna show you too. Very fast. At the end of our demonstration today, we don't want just to limit the possibilities of the three saws. So depending on your works, like if you use softwood more and you need very precise cut on it, I will recommend you ZETSAW's Fine 150. And if you use hardwood more and you still need very precise cut, like cabinet makers jobs, like make slant cut on the hardwood for making dovetails, etc., we recommend you hardwood 150. Very fast and sturdier and universal cut for cross along the grain and also make a slant cut too. So this one is one saw for many jobs. And if you need sturdier teeth with 1.41 millimeter pitch, this one is the saw with biggest teeth pitch among the three ZETSAW's 150 Dozuki series. And of course, for specially forged toe of the blade for scratching, this is very special for carpenters too. So depending on your working contents, you can choose one of them for jobs. And in my personal opinion, you don't need to buy three saws. So you just buy one total saw and buy two spare blades. So in that case, you can just change the spare blades depending on your works. That's all for today. Thank you.